Hey, welcome back, Attack. So, I was asked to go do a PvP video on Trove, and I was like, yeah, I love Trove. Let's get into it. Let's jump into it. I didn't know they finally put in PvP into Trove. I know they have been alpha testing it since basically forever, maybe since Trove was an alpha. I know that they didn't want it at the very beginning, but it was something that a lot of people actually did want it. The community was crying out for it, and this is how a lot of people feel about PvP in Trove. It could go really, really cool, or it could be really, really bad. A lot of people thought that there was just going to be sort of mini games, like you can kind of play soccer in Trove. You know, they thought it was going to be like that, like little fun games, maybe races, stuff that they have in other games like Creativeverse or Sky Saga. But nah, in Trove, you get some real objective-based PvP. There's actual Capture the Flag. I don't know what other kind of game modes they got, but I did play some Capture the Flag. It was pretty fun. I would like to see some team deathmatch and stuff like that, but I do think going the objective route is the proper way. Now, before you get all freaked out and everything, because Trove is like a grindy action RPG, no, in PvP, everything's equalized. So you don't gotta worry about anything being disbalanced. It's, I don't think that the classes have been retooled for PvP, or not that I noticed, but it does seem that there are some things that you do lose out on. Like, you don't get a million jumps like you did before, you don't have your overpowered stats from your actual co-op mode. It's kind of balanced for PvP, but it doesn't seem like any class has been just completely gimped. It seems like all the classes' abilities are exactly the same, which is what you want. I don't know if the game is going to be balanced around PvP or not, but it's actually like a really fun game mode, and I wouldn't see why not. It works kind of for Guild Wars 2, so I'd like to see it kind of for Trove. I think Trove is a fantastically action-packed game, and I've always wanted PvP in it. In fact, whenever they announced they were working on PvP, that's when I started playing Trove, because I knew that I wanted to play PvP with these different classes. Now, they actually added a bunch of classes since I last played. I only last played like a couple months ago, so they've been really busy. They changed around a couple of things, but I did get to play as the new class, the Revenant, and there's even a newer class past the Revenant. I normally play Neon Ninja. You know, I'm like being really fast and everything. But so, whenever I got into play the Revenant, he was like really slow. He was really tanky, and I think this is really cool. Of course, you play the role as a tank in the, the co-op mode, but in PvP, you actually play as the heavy on flag. That's Tribes of Centaurs. You actually play as the tank that sits on the flag, and you CC people, and you disarm them, and you do lots of damages, man. And you're not good at chasing, though. You're not like the Neon Ninja. So you're probably not going to go on offense and try to cap the flag like the Neon Ninja would do. And I think that's really cool, man. In a game that has classes, you want to have that sort of like there's different roles. You want to have that differentiation in gameplay. And I think as long as they keep making really fun maps like they are, man, these maps are ridiculous. They really remind me of like, if Mario Kart was like an action game, the maps would feel like this. They really feel like Mario Kart kind of style maps. They're just really blocky and silly and colorful, and there's a whole lot of verticality too. Like, I mean, of course, that makes sense, right? Like, Trove is a platform action game. Like, there's so much platforming. So in the PvP, of course, you're going to have multi-layers. You're going to have a lot of jumping, jump pads. Dude, seriously, there's so much jumping in this. You're going to fall over a lot. It really reminds me of like older Quake or maybe like Unreal Tournament. Like there's a lot of areas to jump and make a lot of plays. As Neon Ninja, you have a dash in the air, so you can double jump and then dash and then hit the jump pad and then maybe dash again. You can do a lot of really ridiculous stuff. Oh, and also to kind of remind you guys, well, it reminds me at least, of Mario Kart, is you actually have these question mark boxes, which, obviously it's inspired by Mario Kart, right? Am I mistaken? It's gotta be Mario Kart. Anyways, you get these boxes with question marks and they're power-ups. So you use your Q with that. So no, you don't bring any consumables into the PvP. You don't bring any of your stat changes, your stat gears. Though there was one thing that I didn't like. I just bought the Revenant class. I wanted to try it out. And in Guild Wars 2, when you do this, you get max level and everything, but you also get access to all of their abilities. And even though this takes like a literal minute to just go out and get to level 5 so that you get all the abilities, if you join PvP in a brand new class, you do not have access. Even though everything else is stat equalized, you don't get their abilities, so you have to go farm that for a minute. But I don't know, whatever. It takes a minute. I think that I just wanted to mention it, man. It's something that bothered me. It's something I like to do, to try out a new class. I like to go into PvP ASAP, see all the abilities and everything. Whatever. Anyway, so the PvP seems really cool. All I got to play was Capture the Flag. I'd like to see some different game modes. TDM might not come, probably not. But I would like to see more than Capture the Flag. Maybe like Assault, like in Halo 2, bomb, arm the bombs, disarm, I don't know, whatever, man. Different objective game modes, push the cart, or something, man. I would like to see King of the Hill. Fuck. Anyways, I would like to see objective game modes because that really takes advantage of these different characters / classes, and I think Trove is now doubly as amazing a game as it was before. Already, it was a really cool casual game, but now that they added PvP, even though there's no like league or ranked matchmaking, I just think that's really freaking awesome. The game has the physics, the engine, the overall mechanics to be a really great PvP game. I saw that whenever they announced that they wanted to do PvP, and now that I've seen the maps that they've been making, I've seen the game modes, and I've actually played it, and they're constantly adding classes. Heck yeah, man. Trove is a great game if you just want to play PvP, I think, as long as they constantly expand it, which I imagine they will, especially if you, as a player, can actually make your own arenas and do your own PvP. I think that would be fantastic. I would like to see some stuff. I think Sky Saga kind of does that. But anyways, if you are looking for a game similar to Trove that also does the whole PvP and PvE thing, that I'm going to have to give a shout out to Sky Saga. Sky Saga is the only game that's in this whole Minecraftian sort of styling that actually takes PvP a little bit seriously, as well as sort of like the single player dungeoneering. Okay, so Trove and Sky Saga, I think they go hand in hand. Sky Saga is a little bit slower paced. It's really more dungeon crawly. Trove is a little bit more casual, a little bit grindier, but way more explosive. So those two games are great, and overall, I already had a lot of fun with Trove, but now that they added it in PvP, double the fun, man. It's great. Thanks for watching. I'm Skylant with Attack Gaming. This was a PvP video of Trove. Go play it, free to play right now. It's a good game, I promise. And we'll see you again next time. Welcome back, Attack. Today we're going to be talking about the top 10 free-to-play MMOs for this year, for 2015. And I think across all the genres for free-to-plays, we've seen so much innovation in MOBAs, in MMOs, in like card games. We've seen so many new things this past year, and hopefully, maybe, probably so, 2015 is going to be just as exciting. This is our